All right, ladies and gents, here's another really simple video for you guys on hamstring execution. So we're working our way up the body. We've done calves, we've done quads, now we're gonna do hams. Super simple. Hams have two functions: flex the knee and extend the hip. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna try to incorporate those two movements somewhere within our hamstring workout. We all know this. Anybody who listens to my stuff knows this stuff by now. It's all described for you in all the programs that I put out. But so a little simple execution tip for you guys. When trying to work your hamstrings, keeping tension on the appropriate area is extremely important. So most people, when they do something like a deadlift, which I'm going to demonstrate now, usually keep tension on the hamstring for about half the movement, then it shifts onto the spine, then it comes back onto the spine, and then back onto the hamstring, and then finish the movement. So we really want to be conscious of keeping the tension on the hamstring. So please pay particularly close attention to what's happening at my hip, and that's it. So watch what's happening at the spine, zero movement. This should be a hip hinge. So if I'm going to turn to the side so you guys can see what happens, I'm going to stand really tall. I always stand proud. That's always the key, right? So shove your feet into the floor so there's no extraneous movement of your feet. A lot of people get a lot of energy loss, a lot of lost tension by shifting of their feet. So if you can imagine, if I'm trying to create maximum amounts of tension or force, I'm standing there going like this. Or if I'm on some type of wobble board, how's my ability to generate tension with the floor? Pretty poor. So my first thought is create as much force against the floor as I can. So I'm literally trying to push my feet into the floor, like almost like I'm leg pressing the floor. So what that's going to actually do, and if you feel that, try that at home. If I push into the ground, everything from here down locks. My quads contract, my hams contract, my glutes contract, even my calves contract. So what I'm doing is pushing into the ground, and I'm using this as a hinge. So my butt goes back, still trying to push into the ground. And I go as far as I can while feeling a comfortable and appropriate stretch in the hamstrings. And that's literally my range right there. Pretty tight right now, my hips are a little bit off, but that's my range. So if I go any lower than that, where's it coming from? Look, I can touch the floor, but it's not happening at my hamstrings. So is it necessary then to touch the floor on every exercise for hamstring or deadlifts? Absolutely not, especially if I'm trying to isolate these muscles. So stiff-legged deadlift, shove into the floor. Everything from here down is locked. We hinge at the hips. So everything from here is locked in stone, and everything from here is locked in stone. The only thing that's able to move is my hip. Stretch, 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 stretch. Still pushing the floor down. Chest is up, chin is tucked in, and I'm shoving into the ground, trying to drive my hips forward. So all the other exercise execution essentials are valuable here as well. So engage the working muscle first, keep continuous tension, and knowing what continuous tension means is valuable, right? Does that mean extending the range as long as possible? Like I say, it's here. As soon as I do that, there's nothing additionally happening here. It's additional tension going onto these muscles. So I don't want to be doing that. So I want to be focusing on one muscle, keep the range appropriate, keep the muscle moving. So for me to go longer, this doesn't increase anymore. So it's not still moving, it's actually resting. So not a good idea. So those are really, really simple execution tip for hamstrings is lock this in stone, lock this in stone. The term I use is lock it down. Lock that in stone, nothing else is moving. And we can pause at the bottom, drive my feet into the floor, engage these muscles, drive the hips forward. That's it, Ben Pakulski, Mi40 University, hamstring execution for stiff-legged deadlifts. Out. I'm gonna come back and teach you guys how to do the leg press. Super common exercise, and most people really don't do it appropriately, at least for what they think they're doing it for.